Good evening, all, and welcome to our primetime coverage of the 2023 Bahamas Golden Jubilee Games. I'm your host, Chris Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us. A busy night ahead of us. Lots of action in softball, basketball, as those tournaments begin to take shape. Ring observers, it's your turn to get excited on this day one of boxing. Several bouts contested, and then there's track and field, which also started today with some familiar faces from recently held Carifta Games. We're going to head straight over to the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium where the under-17 boys 4x1 has just kicked off.
Oh, boy, that's a bad exchange.
Wrong hand.
That's it.
He's
And
going to
here
catch
comes
you.
down the middle, making something happen.
He's going to catch you.
Yes, and he got him at the tape. Abaco at the tape. They get in there, and Mike Carroll finishes. And there's Abaco and a good run as well for Long Island. Long Island had the lead, and then the bad baton exchange and nothing there. And, oh, they gave it to Long Island. 46-07.
Yeah, very good comeback.
So they gave it to Long Island.
Such a fumble at the top of the home stretch.
Oh, so they gave it to Long Island in that one, and so they would have had even a better time. There it is. Yeah, he's able to. He's able to get across and hold on and hold a minute. Boy, I tell you. So he dodged a bullet.
He can go back to that hotel.
Yeah. He can go back there. He can be in trouble, because I can tell you. So half these guys will be calling for it. Here's the exchange coming round. See the baton in the right hand, and he's looking for it, and he runs right past him. He didn't get it. He finally gets it. Okay. All right. Now they're going to discuss who will be going out later on. Little conversation, and then bring it on home and go from there. Ricardo Lightboy and Rupert Gardner, Tonique Williams with us here. Live coverage here of day one of track and field. And so far, you can see here the stretch run. There you go. And a last-ditch effort. Boy, that's a pretty good one there for Jason Smith to hold off. And boy, that flight back to Long Island is going to be a long one.
Oh, flight.
You was going to hear some things you didn't want to hear, young man, but you were able to hold on and be able to get in there, and yeah, you won your heat. Now you'll have to wait and see what happens in heat number 2. And in heat number 2, you will have Eleuthera, New Providence, Columbus Isle, Grand Bahama, and Andros in that order. And so we'll see how that is able to materialize. And then we also have this evening for you, the open women and the men will also be running. But so far, day one got off to an interesting start in terms of the track and field competition. Your take at this juncture?
Yeah, like I said, it seemed to start a little bit slow this morning. You didn't see athletes showing up for every event. The energy was kind of low, but it certainly have beefed up as we progress into the faster sprint events like the 100 meters, certainly the 4x100 meter races. And so I think it's shaping up to be a really good day one. And I'm just really encouraged to see what we'll see on day 2 and day 3.
That's it. It's going to be interesting because you're going to need the fan support, and we will start again tomorrow in the afternoon hour. And we are keeping our fingers crossed that we will have this nice cool breeze to blow through here and make it happen. And so we can really have ourselves a wonderful track meet. And tomorrow there'll be in the 200s a number of events, so there'll be some pretty good races and also a number of field events as well tomorrow, in order to make sure that our athletes are given the full exposure that they do deserve in this year's Bahamas Games. We have in this one, Eleuthera will be in lane 1 with Hudson, Pettifer, as well as Collins and Josant. New Providence will have Frazier, Roca, LeBlanc, and Roll. Columbus Isle, O'Shane Thompson, Nathaniel Smith. Then you have Oren Tyson and Rayvon Munker. Grand Bahama will have Gordon, Tate, Shepard, and Kelly. Andros will have Antonio Gomez, Cairo McPhee, also Ciano Ferguson, and Rayon Larrymore. So we'll see those guys come out here and run quick. So far, we're looking again to see what happens here. As far as you know, that Long Island has the lead as far as the time. And again, remember now, this is all a timed event, the time finals, and to go from there. And so
they got 46.
there you go, 46. So he is 46.07, so he gonna have to run and see what happens. They have a bit of a headwind down the backstretch, but that should not be too detrimental as far as the athletes and their performances here today. We can also tell you that the 100-meter dash, we tell you that Miss Nabby ran 12.10. A good run also by Mr. Merritt, New Providence, 12.49, and Miss Turnquest of Andros, 12.70. In the women's 100 meters, Miss Rutherford ran well, 11.65. Way to go, and gave kudos to Frank. Hey, Columbus Isle, Kevin East Hannah, and also Tornell Miller with a bronze in 12.24 seconds. In the under 17 100 meters, it was Ishmael Roll as far as the boys from New Providence, 10.59. Aiden Kelly, 10.83, and also Everett Frazier of New Providence, 11.11. As far as the open division, what a good race from Karan Dean of New Providence, 10.5, and also Samuel Colebrook, 10.55, and also Carlos Brown, 10.66. So here we go. Heat 1 of the 4x100-meter relay. This is the boys under 17. Eleuthera, New Providence, the Columbus Isle, Grand Bahama, and then Andros in that order. Runners in the blocks. The intent is to get the baton around. And let's see what happens here. Very quickly out of blocks. New Providence making up the stagger very, very quickly and making something happen here on Columbus Isle. Here's the first exchange. Grand Bahama. Runner goes down, but here comes New Providence down the back stretch. Clinton Gordon now making something happen there. And Tyson on the end, and that's the exchange. Grand Bahama and New Providence. Here's where the race will be decided. We'll see what happens here in the final exchange and who can get the baton. Grand Bahama and New Providence, and we've got to run to the finish. New Providence running away with this one. New Providence gets the goal. That's a very fast time. 42.01. Good exchange there. And Grand Bahama with a second place finish. 42. Yep. 42. Oh, not bad.
That's a good fast time.
42.
I was a little bit scared of Frazier. Maybe he jumped in 100.
So you wonder what was going to happen there, eh?
His father is a coach at New Providence too. Must have said, "Don't do this, boy.
Don't do it, eh?" Yeah, he'd be walking home tonight. There you go. Good exchange there. Pretty good exchange on that third leg. Let's see the last leg here. There is Grand Bahama and New Providence. Clean exchange.
Yes, beautiful exchange.
Yep, and down the stretch he comes. There he comes, looking for that finish line. And he's not taking anything for chance.
He's a double gold medalist.
That's it. And running right through it. There you go. There you go. Making it happen there for New Providence. Not bad, guys. Very good run there for the 4x100-meter relays. And that's going to be that for the under 17 boys. And now we go to the open division. This should be fun. These are the ladies now. We have Long Island, Eleuthera, Grand Bahama, and Columbus Isles. Those are the four. And this heat again is a time final, so the times become essential. Relays are very, very important. 4x1s, we've seen the best of the best in more ways than one. We've seen many athletes cry, walk away from the sport, take their shoes, throw in the garbage, take off their shirt, throw it away, because again, it's a team concept, and having to get the baton around hand to hand to hand, incredible in how you were able to do it. remarkably, this takes work. All right, and Rupert, you've been the relays coach. You know the kind of work it takes to put together a relay team.
Plenty work to put the team together. First of all, you got to find who can run the first leg, who can run the second, who can start good. I mean, it's such a technical event. It looks easy when they do it, but it's hard when you're putting it together.
And then behind the scene, you got attitudes.
Yeah. Oh, you got different
I don't want to run this leg. I don't want to run that. And then you got to turn around and mend those attitudes in order to make it happen for you, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of work being in charge of relays and working it, and the same thing applies even with the 4x4 and trying to put that together and to go from there. I tell you, I'll never forget the Australia girls goals. At the same time, the Bahamas Softball Federation was having the round robin tournament in Grand Bahama, and everyone stopped playing softball and turned on the TV and was dancing all over the place. We forget we had to finish to play the game. Nobody watched no more game after that. That was it. We ain't fooling with that no more. And so that was fun. And then also there in Jamaica, when the Knights won the 4x4, which was a special moment in that one as well, because down there in Jamaica, they was doing me right in. Bahamas ain't win nothing yet. Man, we was getting do right in. But once we got the 4x4, all right, it was like, you know, Joel is the Diamondback Rattler, right? Yeah. Okay. I had the Diamondback chest. That's how big I was on set. Because of seeing our Knights win the goal over there in London, it was absolutely fantastic. And to go from there, you know, and when you have Jamaica dominating all the races, and when we finally got that goal, that was it. Couldn't talk to me no more for the rest of the day. Here we go. 4x1s, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Long Island, Eleuthera, Grand Bahama, and Columbus Isle. These are the open 4x1 for the ladies. We'll see who is able to get the stick around as quickly as we possibly can. Don't forget also that the World Relays will be coming right here to the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium next year in the month of May. And that'll kick off the season next year. Should be absolutely fantastic. You will get more on that as we draw near to that event. But this is a little taste of it here for you.
It'll be exciting.
The 4x1s here, and the ladies, the next generation of athletes. And we're looking forward to get that baton around. And here we go. Long Island, Eleuthera, Grand Bahama, and Columbus Isle. Let's see what the first exchange look like. Right on time, Columbus Isle and Grand Bahama with the baton exchange. Columbus Isle is out and running, looking very, very good. Oh, and a little collision there. Columbus Isle with a clean exchange. Grand Bahama, right there in the middle of the track now, trying to come around, but Columbus Isle out there. Let's see what the final exchange looks like. And here we go. We've got ourselves a race. Grand Bahama and Columbus Isles. And Grand Bahama will bring it across the line and win heat number 1.
Relays will always be exciting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's 46. It's like 46 for Grand Bahama. And there's one more heat to come. And so we'll see how that works out there. This track, as you would have heard, and there's the replay of the race. Miriam Byfield, Janea Pinder, Shamaya Roll, and Shatalia Dorset for Grand Bahama. Columbus Isle, Brianna Pratt, Kernice Hanna, Kepta Storr, and Jasmine Mackey. And here comes the final exchange here. There it is. Good exchange by both Columbus Isles and also Grand Bahama. And Grand Bahama will get the gold and the silver to Columbus Isle. Like counting out New Providence in the second heat. The start of war. not going to do that, ladies and gentlemen. No. We have one more of Heat 2 to come. And Heat 2 is going to feature Exuma, Abaco, Bimini, Andros, and then New Providence. So it'll be lanes 2, Exuma, lane 3, Abaco, lane 4, Bimini to Berry Islands. Andros will run out of lane 5, and in lane 6 is going to be New Providence. Another very, very exciting race here in the open 4x100-meter relay. And so we'll get a chance to see how these athletes are able to run and to make it happen. And so we've seen, for the most part, a very entertaining track and field meet. We've seen how they've been able to get this to come off as they've done. And it's really great to be here in the National Stadium. I want to thank the folks that fixed the lights in this place, because we saw from the Nationals we had the Carifta, and the lights were kind of in need of some repairs. We saw the lifts and changing all the bulbs and everything else in light of the stadium, and to go from there. All we need now is to put a dome over this thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You think that'll ever happen?
That's it. See Tonique there? See Tonique right there?
She could make it happen.
I tell you, she can make it happen. Just put a dome over it, man. You know. There we go for now.
The stadium.
That's all right. Your highway running right in the back.
Right in the back of the stadium.
So they get Tonique to put a name out there, man. Let's see if we can get this thing going, man. Here we go.
I want a dome over. My name is this side. I need it.
Put a name on the dome, man. There we go. Exuma, Abaco, Bimini Berry Islands, and Andros New Providence in the outside lane. This is Heat 2 of the Open Women 4x100-meter relay. There we go. Looking very good. Bimini Berry Islands did not put a team in, but New Providence out front. Boy, and they are flying. Wow, that's a rough exchange there, but New Providence is out there and gone. Now in the backstretch, here's the exchange. You gotta wait on her. Gotta wait on her. Wow. See if the exchange is clean, and then we will see what happens here. But New Providence now in the lead, and everybody else is trying to catch up. And New Providence is gone, way gone. And there you go. And she's jogging now. Remember now, this is time finals.
You gotta be jogging.
So New Providence, well, they have to go 46.07. That's what it looks like. Okay, so a fun run for them, and we have them right there. And so New Providence won its heat, and Grand Bahama won the first heat, and they'll compile the times and determine exactly how it went. And here we go. You can see New Providence out front. That's what you call running a first leg. Second leg down the backstretch. There you go. And giving it all, and what lift down the backstretch. You got to be a special breed to do that. There you go, and no flags. Okay. So it's, as far as we're concerned, that one was clean. There we go. New Providence final leg. There they go.
Oh, she jogged for the
And okay, somebody didn't give her the memo. She didn't get the memo.
I don't think she get it.
Yeah, okay. She didn't get the memo. Baby girl, this is a time final. You don't get this goal, and find out what happened when y'all get back. Find out what happens when this finished. You around there showboating. You don't get this medal. Find out what the deal is. What?
I get a medal, but you don't get a gold.
That's it.
That's the big problem.
I tell you, man. No. Time finals, and we'll see exactly what they're able to give us. Well, that was going to be close. We'll see how that all works out.
Well, this is the exciting one.
Yeah,
Open
now we
man.
go to the open men 4x100-meter relay.
It's the bargain rights.
There you go. The lane assignments we have here for Heat 1 is going to be Grand Bahama in 2, Mycal in 3, Bimini to Berry Islands in 4, Andros is to run out of 5, and in 6 it's to be Eleuthera. Okay, and so there's the instructions. that the athletes are getting now as they will now go to their respective start points for the relays. Rupert, how come you didn't bring the door, man? You're supposed to bring them out through the door. Supposed to put up the door, man, and that nice magical door we done during the relays. Put up the magical door.
Yeah, that's true.
And they come through and come up.
And lights.
There you go, and the lights and the whole.
And fireworks.
Hey, we spoiled now. You can't give it to me once and then they ain't gonna bring it back again.
This is supposed to be 50 years, so they're supposed to have 50, lights coming up.
Just have the door to open, and everyone come out and run on out and be introduced accordingly, and they go from there. And so we'll see how this one is able to pan out. And again, these guys are going to be moving around. Let's see. Hold on. I want to make sure we have this and making sure they're in place. And they're all moving now to their positions. I'm trying to figure out where they're going.
I think that is the third leg they're going to.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the third leg they're going to.
It looks like it's a combined field. I think the...
No, the runners on the track.
Okay. Yeah, they're on the track already. That's the second flight. Columbus Isles, and those are going over there. Okay. Again, lane 2 for the Grand Bahama. Mike Cal, that's Mike Cal there in lane 3. Lane 4, Bimini to Berry Islands. Andros in lane 5, and Eleuthera will be in lane 6. So we can see Mike Cal, Andros, and Eleuthera. So those are the 3 that we can see at this juncture. And see. Okay, there you go. 2, Grand Bahama, Mike Cal, Bimini, Andros, and Eleuthera. So Grand Bahama did not enter a team in this. So there's only 3 teams, which is going to be Mike Cal, Andros, and Eleuthera. And Andros is leading this one. Okay, and he's got to wait on him. Okay, you got to move too quickly. Buddy, you got to run. You're around here looking cute. You better try hard to get to this baton and get this out of the way. Hey, there goes Andros. Andros out front. Eleuthera and Mike Cal. Andros, Eleuthera, and Mike Cal. Time for Andros in this one. Let's see what they post. 43.6. So congratulations to Andros.
46? No, 43?
I think 43, that's what I'm seeing up there. 43.6, 44.5, and 46. Well, I think that's all because the third runner from Andros forget that he needs to run.
Yeah.
So
like the young lady from New Providence.
there you go.
She didn't get the memo.
No. She didn't get the memo that she needed to run, and so nothing happening there. Now we get ready for the second heat and see the runners now getting to the blocks. And the second heat will be Columbus Isle. Exuma will be in lane 3. New Providence will be in lane 4. Abaco in 5. And then Long Island out there in lane 6. This is going to be a very, very
this is going to be
pretty
fast.
good race. Is going to be fast. Let's see how they work out. So Columbus Isle, Exuma, New Providence, Abaco, and that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, 40 points.
Yes, we're looking for that to happen here in this one, and get the baton around ASAP, and to make that happen. We'll see how it goes. Absolutely fantastic. These young men realize that this is your showcase. All right. So we get folks in the stands to cheer you on and make you feel as if you're a champion. Just make sure you finish.
Don't jog.
That's it. Don't jog. Don't drop the baton.
And don't run out the zone.
That's it. That's it.
False start.
There's so many parts of this
I
race.
swear. I mean, everything could happen. And historically now, if you go back to see how many botched relays Team USA has had over the years, male and female, right? Every time you see them getting the blocks at a international meet, everybody is be quiet. When they say shh, everybody stop breathing because they know very well anything is possible, and to go from there. But we've seen over the years that the relays are interesting, and to captivate any games, that's what folks like to see. And to see the competition. Yeah, see the relays. Let me see you get the baton around ASAP and see how you able to perform. And there's Columbus Isle in lane 1, Exuma 2, New Providence will be in 3. And then you have Abaco, and then Long Island is out there in lane 6. This one will be quick. Do not leave. You're set.
Don't
blink. Don't blink. This one is going to be quick. Very, very quick. Ernest in the blocks. They're off. Let's see how they go, and let's see who makes up the staggers. Long Island out there running very, very well thus far. Let's see the exchange. There you go, exchange there. New Providence with a exchange situation, but look on the inside, looking very good is Exuma. Here's the exchange in the third leg. A bad exchange there with New Providence, but they still have the lead. And also on the inside, Columbus Isle making a run here. Columbus Isle looking very, very good. Columbus Isles with the exchange. Columbus Isles out and running, but here comes New Providence. Columbus Isle, New Providence. Columbus Isle and New Providence. Columbus Isle and New Providence. Columbus Isle and New Providence. Yeah! Oh, you gotta love it.
38.
You gotta love it.
38-3.
You gotta love it.
Matter of fact, if they run it, if the time is right, that will qualify them for World Championship. But they have to run with countries.
Holy cow! What a race! What a race! What a way!
What they give them?
No, it's 40.84.
40.8. I said 40 point.
Tremendous run.
40.84. What a tremendous run there by Columbus Isle. You can see outside
You see the Prime Minister?
Long Island. Yeah. Somebody got some promises somewhere. Boy, there you go. Look at that run on the inside.
That was a
beautiful exchange by Columbus Isle. There's a good one there by Columbus Isle. Bad exchange by New Providence. And then watch this one here as they get ready to go. Bad exchange again in Columbus Isles. And this is where who wants it more will actually try to fend this one out and to go from there. And yes.
This race has really been for bragging rights.
This is a bragging race. This 4x1 is a bragging race.
That's it.
I saw bad exchanges. I saw a person slowing down, going into the next runner. I saw people leaving early. Everyone's just so anxious. I think there's been a lot of trash talking
That's what happened.
in the back prior to coming onto the track. And so that was really exciting. You can see exactly what's going on with the athletes when you watch that race. Just exciting.
Which is nice and excited.
Yeah, we're going to need to put a camera in the call room. We got to go to the call room, guys, and we got to find out exactly what the conversation is in the call room and find out what they're doing. Right. Because this kind of excitement and these guys are playing with each other and having that, I'm like, okay, these guys are great, but boy, you got to love it.
Yeah, and it's
really
going to end here. It's going to go back to the hotel tonight. It's going to be in the dining room.
There you go.
And then they'll bring it on the track again tomorrow.
Tomorrow, so they'll come out and to make it happen.
That's
and so for that part,
the mixed relay is going to be happening tomorrow.
Oh.
There you go.
So that could be exciting.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to have ourselves another fun day tomorrow in terms of track and field. But today has been absolutely rewarding. Like Tony said, we're a little little bumpy here and starting. And then with the field events, limited competition in terms of the athletes. But we saw they picked up too, because we got full fields of athletes in the jumps and in the throws. Right. And the same thing is going to apply tomorrow with the jump and the throws. And so tomorrow's going to be a very good day.
Exciting.
And we want to thank the maker for allowing us to be out here without to have any kind of bad weather. We've had thus far this morning. Once I got back in, I'm hearing this thunder. I said, boy, I pray that's somebody who ain't eat. Because I was like, no, not today. This is a very big day. First day of track and field, and we go from there. And we're now going to go back to some of the action from today. Just in case you missed it, we saw it all. But in case you missed it, here we go. There you go. That's the kind of camaraderie that this kind of competition brings. That's why they call this the Bahamas game. When you can get together like that
Bahamas.
and really have yourself a wonderful time.
Yeah.
And they'll be able to share this moment in history, and they'll go back and watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And they'll sit there and say, boy, hey, you see this? Okay. And you'll go from there. And I want to thank you guys. Thank you, Rupert,
Thank you very
for
much.
being with me this evening. And thank you very much, Tonique. And I must publicly apologize to Tonique. We threw her in between two Kappa men. With being an AKA, she didn't know she was set up, but we had to set her up and make sure. But now she's comfortable with the Kappa men. And so thank you, darling. And indeed, a pleasure. The memories that you've given us have been fantastic. And thank you for sitting with us this afternoon. And it's cooled out now, see? You got your wish.
Yeah, it's much better.
There you go. Well, folks, we're done here at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. We've had ourselves a wonderful evening of track and field. Tomorrow we'll be back here the same time at 5 o'clock, and make sure you guys stay with us. We got you for track and field. Back to you guys in the studio. So long from the Thomas A. Tonique is going to make a bid to get a dome for this thing, and then we're going to have air conditioning. We're out of here, everybody.
Exactly what I would expect from two bunnies and a pretty lady. Two Kappas and an AKA having fun out there at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium as we wrap up the first day of competition for track and field. Some great endings there in the 4x1 for men. It was a spectacular run around the field at that point. Just really amazing, and they talked about how it brings everybody together. Obviously, a lot of trash talking is going on, and so that's being turned into some great performances. And you can see the camaraderie that is being built are built upon with our athletes there, especially at track and field. That is really a close-knit community that comes together when they need to. So again, we've wrapped up day one of track. They're going to get ready tomorrow for the 400 hurdles, the 800s, the 200s, and they are also anticipating to have some of the 4x4s tomorrow. We'll see how that schedule plays out. Now, we still have softball going on tonight and basketball along with boxing, so we'll be bringing you highlights and checking in with those three sports. But as some sports wind down, some get ready to wind up. I'm joined now with Ms. Lori Lowe, president of the Bahamas Sailing Association. And Lori, you told us that first, thank you for joining us, and two, you're going to be having a very different type of competition the next 2 days, starting tomorrow with sailing.
Yep, sure. We're going to have Optimist sailboats, the boats that look like bathtubs.
Right.
And we're also going to have Sunfish. Everybody in the Bahamas is familiar with them. They're boats that have the colorful sails. And the third piece of equipment we're going to be sailing is a laser, also called an Ilka now. Mm-hmm. And this boat is a boat that is Olympic equipment, so it is sailed in the Olympics. All of our competitors are between the ages of 8 and 22.
I was about to say.
Yeah. Our youngest competitor is 8. She's coming out of Grand Bahama. And our oldest is 22, Melisha Higgins, coming out of Harbor Island. But yes, we're going to have a competition. Normally our sailing events are way out in the bay, where the people on shore.
Nobody can see anything.
Yeah, they can't see anything. They can't tell who's who. Unlike the sloops, our boats are mostly all white.
Right.
White sails, white boats. You can't see who's who.
Right.
But we try and do that because that allows us to move the course if the wind shifts and to keep us away from inshore wind variations. Right. This event, we've decided to throw that rule book out the window, or that playbook out the window, and bring the sailors right up against the breakwater of Montague Beach. Try and have the starts and the finishes right there and do really short races so people can get an idea of what's happening.
Right.
They can see the sailors. We've got island decals on the sails so people can pick out who their people are, and we think it'll be a really good show.
You talked about the laser competition, and the Bahamas' first Olympic medal was a bronze in sailing, and then the first Olympic gold medal was a gold in that type of sailing at the Olympic level. Is this a way, and I know that the Sailing Association has made a concerted effort, like you said, you have sailors who are as young as 8. Y'all have been making a concerted effort to recruit young. Is the eventual anticipation is to make a reemergence at the Olympic level, especially when you're using the laser equipment? Absolutely.
So just for instance, almost every athlete that was in the Olympics in all the equipment, so there's about 8 different types of sailboat in the Olympics. So sailboats are kind of like boxing. There's a sailboat for anybody's body type. And almost every athlete at the Olympics started in the Optimist. Right now, I mentioned Melisha Higgins from Harbor Island. Well, right now, her brother, Joshua Higgins, is trying to qualify for Paris. He went to the CAC Games, and he had a pretty good regatta. We're hoping that he'll qualify for the Pan Am Games. You have to realize that he's 19. In the sailboat that he's sailing in, they have under 21 events, under 19 events, and at the event he was at the CAC Games, most of the sailors were 24 and older.
Wow.
So sailing is a long road, a little longer than, say, athletics. You have the under 19,
right?
But he's only 19, and every year is a huge jump. So right now he's in Portugal training, and he's been there for 1.5 years, and we have high hopes.
And I would presume that sailing, not sloop sailing, but Olympic-style sailing, is not a cheap effort. The boats are expensive. They're expensive to transport for each different regatta. I assume that if that's my boat that I feel like I like, that's the boat I want to go with. Similar to equestrian, where you have to transport a whole horse. Obviously, a boat is not a horse, but it's still an expensive endeavor that requires support to make sure to get back to that level.
Yeah, it is an expensive sport. What's fortunate is in the optimists and the lasers, or the ILCA, that those boats tend to be provided at venues, so you don't have to ship your boat. They're very strict one design. That means they're measured, and the tolerances are very small, like 1/4 of an inch. In some of the other equipment they use, it's more like the horses. You bring your own boat because the boats are very delicate. So it's a mixed bag, but it still is an expensive sport, and it's a difficult sport to teach from the point of view that the manpower you need to properly teach beginners is high. You know, one person can teach 20 people how to throw a baseball and how to hit a baseball. When we're out there on the water for safety purposes, we have 2 instructors in a boat for every 6 sailors.
Wow.
As they get better, we can broaden that base, but safety is very important in the water.
And of course, I just want to make sure we're clear. You're not disregarding any of the other sports. Obviously, soccer is an easy sport to teach because you require a ball, a space. You technically don't even require a goal, but you do require the expertise to teach it. You require the expertise in baseball because, again, all you need is a mitt or a glove, a bat, and a ball. But sailing requires a lot. American football requires a lot. So obviously there's disparity in sports in terms of the requirements, in terms of expertise, and in terms of financing. So I just want to make sure that we're clear. We're not trying to say that sailing is the elitist compared to soccer. I just want to make sure that we want to make that point clear.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just the entry-level coaching. So that's part of what we're doing, and a lot of our clubs are doing, is we're providing the boats. So just like soccer provides the soccer pitch and the soccer balls, so you might say sailing is an expensive sport, but you have to build the soccer stadium.
Right.
We don't have to build a stadium.
Right, we
just have to buy the boats.
We have water.
Yeah, we just have to buy the
Right.
boats. So when you look at it that way, when people say, oh, you need to buy the boats, yes, but we don't have to buy these stadiums.
Anything else?
Yeah.
But, and again, like you say, I want to make sure that we're clear that there's, I always felt like soccer, you just need a ball.
No, you need a little more.
Well, you need a ball and a little bit of space to teach the skills. And I'm not saying that that's why soccer is taking off, but I can get up and run. But if I can get the technique down, I get better. Same thing with volleyball. I believe that volleyball is one of the more technically pressured sports. You just can't show up and say, I want to learn, I want to do this, and it happens. Even though the entry is a ball in a net. So we've got to make sure that people understand that. And again, we are accustomed to sloop sailing in the Bahamas. But when we start to talk about optimists, laser, Olympic-style sailing, a lot of people get taken away from it in terms of what they think it is. So I just want to make sure we're clear on that.
Yeah, you know, and as I said, entry level requires a lot of manpower. But once you get to the upper level in sailing, or the intermediate level even, you don't need a lot of manpower to coach. And sailing is a sport where you teach the kids, you teach the kids self-reliance, self-control. They're on their own out there. Unlike almost any other sport, maybe golf, cycling, the coach can't talk to you.
Can't talk to you, nope.
You know, you're on your own. The decisions are yours.
At that point, yep.
And you know, but you have a freedom out there. And so you get the kids that go out there, and they may start scared, but my game is stay long enough to have fun on a reach in heavy air, and you've got them. And they love it, you know, it's freedom.
All right.
And self-control. All
right, we're going to keep talking a little bit later on tonight. We're going to switch over real quick to softball, where Abaco and New Providence are tied up right now. Leon Cooper on the mound for Abaco. They're down 4-0 against New Providence in the top of the first. Marcellus Hall with the call.
The call, 2-0 here. Hard hit. And foul. Two balls and a strike to Miguel Hanna. Here's Cooper. And Hanna fouls it away again. So Miguel Hanna at the plate. It's got 2 strikes on him now. Abaco still looking for that first out. There's the pitch. And he does not get the call. So add another ball to the tally. Pitch from Cooper. Fouls it away. So a good at-bat here for Miguel Hanna. And here's the pitch. Did he go? Yes, he did. So he gets the strikeout. And Hanna will become the first out here for New Providence. Second out. So 2 gone now for New Providence. They're still up 4-0 here in the top of the first. And this is the 9th batter to face him here as Anthony Moss now at the plate. 2 outs for New Providence. And the umpire calls a strike on that one. 1-1. Cooper lets it go. Misses away. 2-1 here. Here's the delivery. Big swing. Can't come up with anything. 2 strikes on him. Two strikes to the 9th hitter, Anthony Moss. Runner at second base is Ferguson. And he fouls it away. So Cooper looking to get out of this top half of the inning. He's got 2 strikes on Moss. And he gets him, strike 3. Moss didn't like the call, but the umpire says that's strike 3. And finally, the top of the first inning comes to a close. Fire, we're sitting on that. No. Bottom of the first coming up. New Providence striking for 4 runs in the top half. And we'll see if Abaco can do something when they come to the plate for the first time offensively. They'll lead off with Demetrius Rowe, followed by the pitcher Leon Cooper, and then Mark Douglas in the 3rd spot. Batting cleanup today will be Denzel Pender. Looking at the defense now for New Providence as they come out onto the field. That's Angelo Dillard right there. He's going to be on the mound. Catching for him will be Anthony Moss, who we just saw strike out. First baseman Miguel Hanna. Over at second is Stephen Russell. Playing third today, Aaron Wood. Shortstop will be Anston Hanna. Over in left field, Myron Johnson. In center, Lamar Watkins. And in right field, Levon Ferguson. Pretty good defensive setup there for the Buccaneers. So they look to see if they can contain the Abaco bats here in the bottom half of the first. Angelo Dillip making an appearance on the mound. This is the first time I think we've had New Providence men on during the course of our broadcast. Ironically, all the top pitchers have found their way onto other island squads. And just a little bit of clarity on a controversy we had earlier today with the Long Island team. We saw that a game, the Long Island women. There was a protest filed against Long Island for an illegal player. Now, I found out earlier today that the player was deemed illegal because she actually played for another island in another sport. So you can't do that. She was on the roster for Long Island. Yes, she had a credential, but she played another sport for another team. And while it does allow you to play for other islands, you can't play for two in the same games. That just doesn't make sense. So I think Long Island's going to lose that appeal. Now, there is some controversy in the men's division as well with Edney the Heat Bethel. Now, the New Providence athletes can move around, New Providence and Grand Bahama, because they have more people. So you want to fill out those family island teams. Now, so what happened was Edney, Eleuthera, put him on their roster. He's from Eleuthera. So Exuma now says, well, we had him on our roster, but Eleuthera has first dibs because he's from the island. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out as well. So a little behind-the-scenes stuff going on here in softball. So now here comes Abaco to the dish for their first at-bat. Leading off will be Demetrius Roll, the center fielder for Abaco. Play ball, says Burrows. First pitch in there for strike one. No, ball one. Must have been inside. 1-0. Demetrius Roll at the plate, trying to become the first base runner now for this Abaco team here in the bottom of the first inning. And he fouls it away, 1-1. That one sends the Abaco dugout scrambling, went right into the entrance there. Just checking to see if they're awake, I guess. 1-1 the count to Demetrius Roll. And here's the 1-1 pitch. Off the glove of Angelo Dillip for a base hit. Watkins brings it in. But Abaco in business now with the leadoff man on board. Dillip's normally a pretty good fielder up the middle there as a pitcher. Used to be a shortstop and a catcher. So he does field the position well, so that ball must have got on him in a hurry. And here is Leon Cooper. Would love to help his own cause here. He takes a big swing at the first pitch to come up empty for strike one. So Cooper now trying to see if he can keep the joy going for Abaco. Change up. Dies before the plate, and Cooper holds up. Count 1-1. One and one pitch. And that's through for a base hit. Cooper. And the runner's going to head on down to third. Throw's going to be into second to keep the runner at first. With Abaco in business now, runners on the corners and nobody out. That brings up Mark Douglas now. There's a good look at Angelo Dillip. Now ready for the pitch here against Douglas. Down low for a ball. Cooper will be looking for an opportunity to steal second here. They're going to try to get rid of that double play situation with a slow runner at the plate. Douglas, a good double play candidate. Now asks for time. And a pause in play now as the Prime Minister of the Bahamas, the Honorable Brave Davis, making an appearance here at the ballpark. And I understand the Deputy Prime Minister here as well. Chester Cooper. So both the Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister making an appearance here at softball. Good to have them here at the ballpark. Fans certainly appreciate it. I was wondering, I saw all the flashing lights. I was trying to figure out what was going on. So while we wait for them to get settled in, we do have that stoppage of play, and then we'll get ready to resume live action. So we'll wait now for the action to resume here in the bottom of the first inning. So I think they just announced an extra softball game to play tonight. Just what we wanted. if I sound a little insincere. Yeah, so I think the game that was not played earlier, that was under protest between Long Island and Exuma, I think they'll actually play that game after all tonight as well. We were scheduled to have a game with New Providence. Sorry, with Grand Bahama and Eleuthera tonight. Well, they never played that game. It was actually under protest. They never played it. So they actually stopped that game before we even started because of the protests. And now I guess they're going to try and play it tonight. Long Island is 2-0. Exuma also undefeated, so that's a pivotal game. And that'll be on later on tonight. I think it'll be much later tonight. Obviously, that'll be the final game of the evening is what I'm being told. That's a men's game. So meanwhile, we're back to action here in this game between New Providence and Abaco. And a foul ball is going to send the runner back to first base. He was taking off on the pitch there, looking to steal second. Cooper's going to he's hoping nobody sends him back, but he's going to have to go back. Well, he's going to stay right there. Maybe he didn't follow the way. I thought he did. I guess they're just going to say the catcher just dropped it. Looked like he might have made some contact. That's right through the glove of the shortstop. And Cooper was moving on the contact. He's got some good wheels, and now 2 runs will score. Hard hit ball. Shortstop tried to jump up and grab it, went off the tip of the glove, and trickled into the outfield. Cooper, who runs well, was able to score from second. 4-2 now, Abaco right back in this thing. So Dillon in some trouble. By the way, still nobody out here in the bottom of the first. And now the runner will scamper on down to second on the wild pitch from Dillon. That's Mark Douglas. Denzel Pinder, the current batter. Bats cleanup for this Abaco squad. 1-0. Swings and misses. Strike one. Count runs 1-1 here. With Douglas over at second. Still nobody out. It's a 4-2 game. That one's popped up to the left fielder, comes over to make the catch to record the first out. There's a good look at the Prime Minister in our VIP section. Newly built here at the stadium. The Honorable Brave Davis, a big sports fan. Coming to see some of the softball on display. So with one away, runner stays at second. And here is Lazaro Cornish. Ball one. One away, and here's Cornish waiting for the pitch. Up high, 2-0. Douglas over there at second. Abaco looks to try and get some of those runs back. They've got two already with a runner in scoring position, and only one away here in the bottom of the first. Lazaro Cornish, the shortstop. And they're going to have a word with the pitcher here. Seems to have lost the release point. Having some difficulties finding the strike zone. Perry Seymour, the manager, coming out to have a word. Well, Perry's been around softball a long time. As a player and as a coach. The Truckers now currently managing the Corner Boys. Just won a championship with him in the Masters League, and now here coaching New Providence in the Bahamas games. Finally in there for a strike, 3-1. So whatever he told Dillard worked, as he finally finds the strike zone there against Cornish. 3-1. Here's the pitch. That's going to miss high again, ball four. So they are on first and second, one away. And here comes the left fielder, Kevin Hicks, to bat. And he'll take strike one, I think. Can't quite get the angle here, but it looked like a strike from where we're sitting. Swings over the top. Runners will advance as the ball gets by the catcher. So they're at second and third now with one away. You got to figure contact. Anything put in place should score at least a runner from third. So if you're Hicks here, that's your job. You want to make contact. You want to put the ball in play. You got to score that run. Here comes the pitch. Fouls it away to stay alive. A little tardy on it, but he did get a piece of it. Dillard shaking off a lot of pitches there. I didn't know he had that many in his repertoire. Maybe talking location at this point. And here comes the delivery. Tried to go with the changeup and misses high. Angelo Dillett trying to pitch his way out of a jam here in the bottom of the first inning. That one's hit to the outfield. Left fielder in to make the play. And again, a productive out as the run comes in on a sacrifice fly. And if you're Hicks, that's a good at bat. That's what you call a productive out. You don't get the base hit, but you do score. You do get the RBI for bringing the run in. 4-3 now. And here's Theophilus Wallace. And Wallace takes ball one away. Runner at second with 2 gone. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes to Wallace. And he takes a big swing and way late on the fastball there, 2-1. Tardy on the swing. Two balls, 1 strike to Wallace. And he fouls that one away. Or did he? Not sure what happened. They called the batter out. So while we figure out that's 3 gone, I don't know how, but I'll take 3. That's a strikeout apparently. Okay, I thought he only had 2 strikes on him, but that's strike 3. He's gone. And so we've ended the first inning. New Providence scores 4 in the top of the first. Abaco responds with 3 in the bottom. Second inning is coming up. We'll have it for you on the other side.
All right, Marcellus, thanks a lot. They're a little tardy on something there, apparently. Right now, as we head into the second inning, we will see Leon Cooper on the mound for Abaco as they go after New Providence with Angelo Dillett on the mound for them. New Providence leading right now 4-3, so that one's going to be a doozy heading into the rest of the night. Still here as we wrap up this portion with Ms. Lowe from the Bahamas Sailing Association. Just real quick, you sort of kind of glazed over it a bit, but tell us why the change and what the changes are going to be for the 2-day regatta, and how much of excitement are you anticipating out there?
Okay, so normally a regatta or a race in Olympic sailing, or the boats that we're sailing, is anywhere from 40 to 60 minutes. And again, we're way out in the bay where nobody on shore can really see us. For this event, we're hoping to have the starts and the finish right up against the breakwater, or within a stone's throw of the breakwater anyway, and do very short races. So the boats are tight. And again, normally we have in the Optimist, when we have a big event, it's 80 boats out there. So we're only going to have 20 boats. So we're trying to make it sort of bring it in, but make it more exciting, because in bringing in it, the boats are passing each other or crossing each other much more often. And so there's opportunities for interaction between the boats and establishing rights of way, and I have the right to go here, you have to give way.
Right.
So this makes it a little bit more exciting.
Well, I'm hoping, and I'm sure y'all are as well, that this gives a little bit more interest throughout the Bahamas for this type of sailing. As we, like you said, I think his name is Joshua, trying to qualify for Paris for those Olympic Games. So hopefully this can generate a little bit more interest for that, and hopefully with that interest comes support.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, the other thing that will hopefully what they'll see is people think that we sit in the sailboats and we don't really do anything.
You do not.
But you know, you put a kid in a sailboat all day, he can sleep good all night long.
So I need to send my nephews out there so they can sleep? Good job.
Absolutely.
I know, I'm assuming that Craig Ferguson is going to be competing, so I'll have to see if Charnette will tell me who he's competing for, so I know who to cheer for at that point. Craig has been doing very well.
Yeah, so Craig will be sailing in the Ilka, or the Laser. That's the tall, skinny boat. And we had another sailor that we had already chosen or drafted for New Providence. So Craig got drafted for Michael.
So I'm going to have to cheer for Mike Cal, apparently. All right. So final thoughts as we wrap up here tonight, as you get ready. I know you start at 10 o'clock in the morning.
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock till about 4 o'clock both days, or 10 o'clock till 3 o'clock on Saturday. But come on down, you know, the ministry is doing a great job. They're going to have some food vendors down there selling food. There's going to be some tents and shades, and we'll have people on the shore that can talk to you and tell you what you're watching. I think it'll be a great time.
Well, I'm hoping that it will be. And again, like you said, you have a 19-year-old who's interested, who could possibly make the Paris Games. If that happens, that would be phenomenal. And if not there, whatever the next games will be after that, I'm sure that's going to be a possibility.
I think if he gets to Paris, this will not be the year for a medal, maybe the next Olympics. But certainly, it's a long road in sailing, as I said earlier.
And I think in '89, well, '87 when they conceptualized it, and '89 when they executed it for the Bahamas Games, I think that something like this is what Minister Bethel had in mind in terms of developing sports while at the same time bringing the country together.
Fantastic. I think it was a great idea.
All right. So thank you so much for that. Again, we are still having live coverage tonight of basketball that's going on, along with boxing. Softball right now, we are still, New Providence and Abaco men are playing right now. They're going to head into the second inning very shortly. Leon Cooper on the mound. Pardon me, they're up 6-3 now, so we'll see how that goes. We're going to head back out as we say thank you so much to Lori for spending time with us before she leaves. We're going to head now to Bankers Field, where Marcellus Hall has the tardy call.
The late signal. So 2-1. And now 3-1. There's a good look at Dillett. Soft little roller down to second. Bobbles it, and he's going to be safe. So it should have been an out, but second baseman bobbled the ball trying to pick it up. So instead of Exuma and Grand Bahama as the feature tonight, just got the official word. Chance for a double play. They'll only end up getting one. 2 gone now. So Angelo Dillett, the pitcher, will go inside the dugout and get some rest now, at least for one more batter. After being forced out at second. 2 away now. Slow dribble. Oh, and it comes off the glove of the third baseman. That's going to score a run, I would believe, here. And it does. Anston Hanna takes advantage of the error. Shortstop was right there. I don't know why the third baseman tried to cut that off. But he does, and it costs his team a run. 7-3. So back to clarity on that situation. They took out the Exuma versus Grand Bahama and replaced it with Long Island versus Exuma as the final game of the night. And a big swing and a miss for strike one. He tried to check his swing. Couldn't hold up. Leon Cooper trying to contain the damage here. Some defensive miscues has cost his team here in this top of the second inning. And that one slipped it to the outfield. Center fielder coming in and making the catch. Demetrius Roll made it look adventurous, but he's able to corral it. And that's the third out. But New Providence does add a run or two. Bottom of the second coming up. Our score, 7-3. And back onto the outfield. Hey, hi, guys. That's my hand there. Been sequestered up here all day long, bringing you softball action here in these Bahamas games. Pandora Greenslade, the scorekeeper, right there in that pink. That's what you see. Top of the dugout there. That's Rosina Taylor. You can just see that head poking up. Our scorekeepers who have been here throughout the course of this softball tournament, here in these Bahamas games, the softball segment, putting in that work. This is also where the umpires come after the games to change and rest between the games. As we get ready now for the bottom of the second, New Providence versus Abaco. There is Angelo Dillon ready to start play. And at the plate now for Abaco is Shanwadre Mills. I don't think I've ever heard that name before. So Mills has a strike to him, 1-1. Fouls that one away. Now the count 1-2 here. Mills, the catcher for the Abaco team. There's another Mills on deck. That's Fatavrio Mills, who's on deck. I don't know if they're related. I won't make that assumption. And he swings at a high fastball for the strikeout. Somebody said you need a ladder to hit that one. Well, apparently it looked good to him. He swung at it, and he's out number one. And here is the other Mills in the lineup, Tavrio. Ball one, and I think maybe Dillon wanted to see if he'd chase another one. Maybe he, like the other Mills, would go after the high pitch. That one was high and away, though, 1-0. A ball and no strikes with one gone here in the bottom of the second. 2-0 now. Two 2-0 to count to Fatavrio Mills. Missing again on the outside. Now 3-0. Three balls, no strikes. And he's swinging 3-0. And that's strike one as he fouls it away. And he'll take strike two now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The count runs full. Three-two pitch coming in from Dillon. And that's going to be a base hit under the outstretched glove of the third baseman. He's going to head on down to second. The throw coming in is offline. Now he's going to try for third here. And he's going to be safe at third. And the ball went into the dugout. He's going to end up scoring a run. I think. Let's just wait for the official word. Now, it should only be one base here. I think he should have to go back to third base. And, well, they're going to let him score. Okay. So the run does score on the pass ball situation. And now it's 7-4 in favor of New Providence. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Well, hello. all the way in Los Angeles. Got to say hi to my good mother-in-law. Checking in. Angelo Dillard with the pitch now, and that's going to be foul back for strike one. Back at the plate for a second time at it is Demetrius Rolle. Abaco trying to claw their way back into this game. We're still in the bottom of the second, however. A lot of softball left to play here this evening. Fans are coming in. Even the Prime Minister of the Bahamas in attendance, so it tells you this certainly is the place to be. Pitch coming in from Dillard. Put into play, slow roll up, shortstop's going to be tough over to first base. Do they get him? No, first baseman drops it. That's going to be an error on the first baseman there, E3. And the inning continues here as Abaco refusing to go quietly here in the bottom of the second. So the inning does continue here in the bottom second inning. 7-4, and here comes Cooper. Back up for a second try at it. Got hit by a pitch his last time up. Hard hit. And a good play by the second baseman. They get him. Oh, and he drops it. Boy, they had a chance for the double play. And I think he might have injured himself trying to dive back in. What a play, though, by the first baseman. Boy, I think he's really in a lot of pain over there at first base. He dove back in there and he hit the first baseman right on the thigh, on the leg. And the way he's moving right now, I think he may have dislocated that shoulder. That's not moving that arm. He is not moving that arm. So I would say he's at the very least might have dislocated that shoulder. That arm is not moving at all. Good indication of a dislocation there. And here comes the medical staff out to have a look. Good diving stop by the first baseman. The runner was moving and tried to get back to beat the throw. It would have been a double play if he'd held on to it. And there's a doctor in attendance. There he is. They're going to feel it, make sure to see where that shoulder, what's happening with that shoulder. Again, he's not able to move it, so it's one of two things. Either it's broken or dislocated. My guess, I hope, again, I'll take the dislocation over a broken collarbone any day of the week. And you hear the screams of pain as they try to move it, which says to me it's dislocated. And they're going to try to put it back in place. Here's the paramedic, George, and the physician on hand. So they're going to try to put that thing back in place now. One thing we know is it's not going to feel good. Turn away from your televisions if you're faint of heart. Boy, not a good turn of events here for Abaco. And they're trying to, it does look like a dislocation. It looks like a dislocation rather than a break, because they're trying to maneuver it and back into position there. I don't think they'd be doing all of that if it was a broken bone. Either way, his night is done.
Now is the time to start living the life you've always dreamed of. Purchase that new car. Consolidate debt. Make your house a home. Or switch your mortgage to lower your monthly payments. And BOB will be with you every step of the way to help you live your very best life. With the lowest consumer loan rates in the country, we are BOB, your bank of solutions.
most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
From those who are up before the sun. From those who are not afraid to get their hands dirty. From those who earn it from the sweat of their brow. Through cuts and bruises, long hours in the scorching heat. We are dedicated to creating a cleaner Bahamas for all. From those who bleed these colors, just like you. Standing on the shoulders of those who came before us, there's no way we can fail. Although the road was not easy, we got through it together. From every shoreline to every park swing, and we are just getting started. 50 years down, forever to go. Happy Independence, Bahamas. From the Bahamas Public Parks and Public Beaches Authority.
With the help of our authorized financial institutions, or AFIs, using sand dollars is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Step 1. Identify your preferred AFI by browsing their websites or contacting them directly. Step 2. Download the free mobile application from Google Play or the Apple Store and then register for a sand dollar account. Step 3. Load money onto your mobile app and begin sending and receiving sand dollars or purchasing and selling goods and services.
We are pleased to be
your central bank approved
digital wallet providers.
It does not matter
which of us you choose.
You can pay for goods and services
wherever sand dollar is accepted.
We are all in this together.
Visit sanddollar.bs for more information.
My mommy made sure that I was vaccinated because she loves me.
Getting our precious little ones vaccinated protects them from so many diseases like polio, measles, and whooping cough. Vaccines are safe and effective. Immunizations can prevent illnesses and even death. Vaccines are essential for new and returning students. As you begin back-to-school preparations, ensure that your children's vaccinations are up to date. All vaccines are available at all public health clinics.
Watching on television. Good to have you, my friend. So we're already set to resume play here now after a bit of a break for the injury. Players going back to their respective positions, and now we're ready to go. Two-0 count, and I'll try to find out who the player that just came into the ball game is for Abaco. They got the substitutions here, but they don't have the names, so I don't know who they down to first base, and they get the out there. Well, they'll say just foul. Late foul call. They'll reset and do it again. You can see the big first baseman there for New Providence. Miguel Hanna, that's a big body to run into with the shoulder. That's probably what caused the injury there. Meeting the immovable object. There's Miguel. Pitch from Dillett. Outside for a ball. 7-4 ball game here in the bottom of the second. We've had some drama. But play does continue here. One bouncer back to the pitcher. Dillett will toss it on over the first base. And that'll be out number 3. So they go without scoring a run as Mark Douglas bounces back to the pitcher. Abaco will now try to take back to the field. Bottom of the second inning is coming up. And Abaco will have to try and see if they can get their spirits back up following the injury to one of their players here. New Providence holding on to a 7-4 lead here as we move to the bottom half of the second. Leon Cooper back on the mound. Good night for softball here. The sun has set, the lights are on, crowd is filling the arena, and we're set up for what we anticipate to be a great third night of softball play. And at the plate now for New Providence, Levon Ferguson takes ball 1. A little change up in there for a strike. Now, I don't know how that would fool anybody. He tips it the entire way. He slows his whole body down to let that changeup go. 1-1. And now 2-1. There's number 16, Levon Ferguson. Little blooper and an easy out. We are at the bottom of the second. Actually, this is the top of the third. You guys are right. My production staff asking me. It is the top of the third now. New Providence is batting. Yes. Top of the third. Trying to build on a 7-4 lead. And there is the big first baseman we were talking about earlier, Miguel Hanna. 1 gone. And that's another ball. And good evening to my cohort and compatriot. That's ball 4 to Miguel Hanna. Good evening to my good buddy Ricardo Lightman making an appearance here at the ballpark. Ricardo's been busy, as have we all, over the last few days. So with Miguel Hanna, now the first base with the walk, that's going to bring up Anthony Moss. And I think we may have a pinch runner. Well, they're going to leave him in, but I think they're going to bring a pinch hitter in. for New Providence. Anthony Moss, who was catching, looks like he may be out of the ball game here, and they're going to bring in a pinch hitter. Here's Leon Cooper.
Yep.
And joining me now here in the broadcast booth is Ricardo Lightman. Ricardo, we've seen some good softball here over the last. That one's driven to third baseman. One bounce, and it goes right through the glove. That's the second time he's had a ball come right at him, and it had to go off the glove there. And then, wonder what he says when he goes back to the dugout. My bad. My bad. Yeah. That's your traditional response. My bad.
My bad. My bad. What else you gonna say? My bad. I missed the ball.
Still 7-4 our ball game here. New Providence. One bouncer over to the first baseman, and he's going to be able to turn the out.
Get the force on that one. Softball a lot faster.
Yeah,
man,
60 feet.
Right, and the fan base is absolutely incredible. We just came out of track and field. Man, I had to park almost near the baseball stadium to come up here.
Yeah, I went out yesterday afternoon. When I came back, like you, I was like, wow, there's no place to park. Earlier in the day, it was fine because people were at work. Once 5 o'clock came by and you came out here, you had to park, like you said, way up the street and make the trek because people are out here in droves.
Absolutely. Gotta be a carpooling law somewhere.
Hey, everybody want to drive themselves to the ballpark.
There you go. There you go. Because you don't want
50 people at the park, 50 cars in the parking lot.
That's it. Then too, if you get a ride by, listen, wipe your foot.
Yeah, because it's pretty dusty out here. That's for sure.
I tell you, but so far so good. I've been monitoring softball all day, man. It's been pretty good softball games for you here.
It has been indeed, and pass ball, but you're not going to worry about the big first baseman trying to steal home on that one.
Softball has island implications all over it.
Yeah.
Because as the Bahamas Softball Federation has taken softball to the islands, people love it. And so that way, things happen.
Hard hit to the left side. That's going to get by the left fielder. They're going to run all day on that one, all the way back to the fence. One run has already scored. Waving him in. Second runner. Wow, did he just get an inside the park home run?
Yep.
And that's what we talk about, getting around the base paths in a hurry. Wow. Showing the wheels there.
And Leon threw that changeup just now. And it's like when your eyes get big.
Yeah, his
eyes got big.
He was like, whoa.
He just laced it down the line.
Is this for me?
Left fielder couldn't do anything. He stood there like, wow, this came out here in a hurry. Okay. So that off speed that he threw gave him to get simply, do right in over there. And so Leon having some issues, struggling. He's teaching in Abaco over there.
Yeah, because he's a Grand Bahama boy, right?
Yeah, he comes from
I was surprised when I saw him.
A line of baseball players and softball players, the Coopers. They're in Grand Bahama, all there locked to the television to see whatever. He's also a basketball player. As you know, he also had a chance to go to China, to China.
Yes, yeah.
And to venture over there as well. His actual talent base is baseball, softball. But, everybody wants to be like Mike.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone wants to be like Mike. If he was taking that softball run, baseball run, he'd have been right there. He's a very good baseball player. Good pitcher as well. Can play all positions.
Yeah, I've seen him pitch baseball very well. He is pretty solid in that direction. Talented athlete.
Absolutely.
Late on the swing, fouls it away. Pinch hitter in now for New Providence. They gave me the rosters, but they never have the numbers for the subs. So I got the names, but it's a guessing game. Kind of roll the dice and say, okay, I think this is this guy.
No, got to put those substitutes, even if you put it on the back of the lineup sheet, so you have them.
You're going to have a base on balls here.
Remember now, the game has changed. No longer do you call names. You call numbers.
Yeah, that's right. You call the numbers.
Yeah, you call numbers. So you don't want to put an umpire in a position where he can't pronounce Penniman. You know, and so those funny names, and so you don't want that to happen. It makes it easier. So when you do get to international competitions, you understand that it's numbers. So all the numbers must match the player. And if you don't have that number and the player is ineligible, he's then illegal. And you'll have that situation you had this morning.
Yes, with Long Island.
With Long Island.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of which, they just bring me a lineup. So, they are due to play next.
So they got to make sure I have it right. Leon fighting here.
Long throw to second, and he's going to be in there. Oh, he came off the bag. The umpire right on top of it makes the play, and that's going to be an out. Out number 3, called off the base pad, and too fast for his own good. He got a slide in that situation. Overran the bag. The player kept the tag on him, and that's going to be out number 3 here, and the score remains 10-4 now in favor of New Providence.
Wow, what a game we've had here. These guys are simply doing their thing. And what also makes it fun is that you've also got a crowd support.
Yes.
And I think that's also helped out very well. And we've seen that through all the venues in terms of the games. The crowd support has been phenomenal.
Yeah, and that's, you know, in particular here in softball, electric atmosphere. Every night we've had a full house. And since this softball segment has started, you can see it right there on your television screens. All the stands have people in it.
Filled, jam-packed. And then, too, it's also great to see so many of the legends of the game come out.
Yeah.
And come out and have some opportunity. And also, too, it's been very humid and hot. So folks are looking for somewhere to get out in the summertime. So they want to get out, get the kids. And so in the back here on the first base side, the kids have that for themselves.
Yeah, that's
down the third base line.
That's the kiddie corner.
They're down there in the corner. I'm like, hold on, man. These guys are having a ball. All having a ball.
Well, they got to put it there as a bouncing castle now. This place is good to go.
Well, you all have a 3 a.m. call out here. Sleep all day, and then they'll all come out and go from there.
Bottom of the third inning now. Abaco with some work to do, trailing 10-4. Angelo Dillett has a bit of a cushion to work with.
I hope this springboard softball in the country.
Yeah, you know, I was saying just this yesterday, I think you and I were having this discussion, and that one's hit hard up the middle for a base hit. Right by the outstretched glove of Dillett, who tried to knock it down, but just got on him too quickly. And that is Denzel Pinder, the big first baseman for Abaco, on board now to lead things off. But you and I were talking about this yesterday. We were saying that hopefully at the end of this, you know, people got a taste of fast pitch softball again, and maybe it'll reignite those leagues in the Family Islands in particular.
Definitely, so we can get something going, so that the Bahamas Softball Federation can now go back and encapsulate its round-robin tournament, which is ideal.
Strike one on the swing, so Lazaro Cornish now finds himself with a strike to his tally. Bouncer down to the shortstop. And a good spinning turn by the shortstop right there to get the force out at second. Acrobatic play for Austin Hanna.
That's a good play. Going in the hole, get it, and then just come down and then throwing it as well as going towards the third base side. That's a good throw.
And it helped that Denzel Pins is not the fleetest of foot either. He's not the fastest guy. So he had time to still make that play, but a great play nonetheless, not to take anything away from it.
Yep, he's gonna be looking for that clip. He's gonna go.
He's
going to YouTube to get that.
That'll be uploaded by the end of the night. Send it to Sports Center. Top 10 highlights. We'll squibble down to second. They'll get one. They'll try for two, and they do give him the out. Boy, this might have been one of those you want to challenge, but I don't think they have challenges in softball.
No, there's no challenge there.
Double play given by the umpire, and that's 3 gone.
You need about 7 more cameras. and then you need somebody in New York or somewhere to go and get a headset and tell them look at it, and then tell you whether
The
or not
umpire's
you go
laughing
from there.
about it. This.
They know. Yeah, they know. He got to go to the eye clinic in the morning. Got to do the eye clinic first thing tomorrow morning, man. You missed the play.
Yes, sir. We have come to the end of the third inning. Top of the fourth is just around the corner. Let's take a quick moment. We shall return. Softball is alive once again.
Have you been denied a U.S. visa and don't understand why? Have you been turned away from the U.S. border without an explanation? Maybe you've had a prior arrest or conviction and you're not clear on how to move forward at this point. Call our office. We may be able to help. 954-449-1833.
Today, our coral reefs are in dire straits. They are dying at an alarming rate.
These ecosystems are under lots of threats.
There's multiple strategies for saving coral reefs, and one of the strategies is in restoration.
So we can start to revitalize the reef systems and protect the marine life in the Bahamas.
It's all about increasing environmental awareness.
Atlantis believes healthy reefs support a healthy Bahamas.
Welcome back to live continuing coverage of Bahamas Games 2023 here in New Providence. We're almost to the end. We've got 3 more days of competition to go. Going on right now at Bankers Field is softball, men's softball in particular. New Providence and Abaco going at it. That's going to come down to a doozy. That inning just ended on a very questionable double play. They were hoping to have maybe replay to check that out. But nonetheless, there is some level of humanity in every sport. You saw it there tonight in softball. Talking about softball, we also had a very precarious injury. A play at first base for the player at first base for Abaco on a diving play back to first base seemed to have dislocated his shoulder. Not quite sure if that's what it is. It looks, thankfully, not a broken bone. But again, we're just making suppositions here. Hopefully we'll get an update on that a little bit later. But as we are saying, New Providence and Abaco right now, 9-4. Top of the fourth, Leon Cooper on the mound for Abaco. Looking for his groove, not quite able to get it. That one goes out of the park for New Providence. And New Providence will go up 10-4, top of the fourth. This started out as a very close game. But right now, New Providence pulling away just a little bit after that home run. I think we're going to head back to Bankers Field where Marcellus Hall is standing by with the call along with Ricardo Lightborn.
Go download it, buddy. Go download it.
10-4. Yeah, you know, this exactly. He wants a copy of this game. If he doesn't, he said, listen, I made a spinning play at short. I hit a home run.
Yeah,
I'll show this to my grandkids at some point.
And just like that, Leon is now trying to figure out what next.
Yeah, and he's been kind of, hey, see it here, all day. And I was wondering when somebody was going to say, thank you very much.
They say you live by the sword? Okay, that went out the park.
Yes,
that sword ain't coming back.
Go get it.
Go get that one. And that one got ripped out of here.
Austin Hanna going deep, and here's Steven Russell digging into the batter's box to face off against Cooper. Cooper missing with a ball.
That's it.
Almost like he guides it in there, too. He kind of tries to aim it in there, and now 2-0. Especially now after giving up that home run, I guess.
Yep. That's a spirit breaker. 3 balls he's thrown.
Well, he calls a late strike, so 2-1.
Oh, he got one, eh?
Yeah. Very deliberate strike call by Andrew Burrows. 2-1. Fouls it away. Count runs even. 2-2.
That one goes all the way back. Leon Cooper Jr.
2-2 delivery. That could be trouble. To the right side, just foul.
Just foul. I'm still putting my foot on Martin Burrow's head. What the condition of the playing surface out here at the park.
Yeah, you know,
here
it
3 weeks ago.
And that's why we're seeing a lot of errors, in particular on infield, because the sand is so deep, and they didn't get a chance to put the clay down, and so we're seeing in left field, runners, their players getting bogged down in that.
A quagmire.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Quagmire.
And again, as we talked about, being unable to pick the ball up in that thick infield. Getting on first base.
And the dust flying.
Steven Russell.
But nobody leaving. They're staying right there.
Oh, yes, indeed. They'll enjoy it. Aaron Wood will be next. Russell shaking his head. And they're going to be there's a pinch hitter coming in. This is Roll coming up. The pinch hit.
Well, a 10-4 advantage. You would want to,
get some guys in my bats. Yeah. Get a little feel for it. Ball one away. Yeah, you got to feel pretty good about your ability to win this game at this stage. That's a late strike, 1-1.
That's a strike.
Just about 8 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. And again, he throws that little off-speed pitch. But I noticed he didn't throw it for a strike this time.
Don't throw it in there like that. He's already got one ball over there in the soccer field. You throw that over there, and there'll be a couple of them in there.
Yeah, for real. And Rich reminds me, there was today in the game with Grand Bahama, there was a guy, what's his name? Hit 2 onto the soccer field. I'll tell you.
Wow, now that's
2 onto the soccer field today.
That's it called traveling.
Yes, sir.
Traveling.
I was like, oh my goodness.
There you go.
Kenner's looking, strike 3, and he shakes his head.
Got him. That's what you call umpire's discretion.
Yes, sir. Indeed it was. So it was Quentin Cooper that hit the ball out.
Okay.
Yeah, Quentin hit 2 onto the soccer field.
Holy cow. I saw him last night. Haven't seen him for a little while, but boy, yeah, he has bat speed.
Nothing doing here for says the umpire. Now the ball, 2-0. 2 outs though. And LaVon Ferguson at the plate for New Providence.
Leon, don't throw the changeup.
Whatever you do,
don't throw the changeup.
And that'll be ball 4, jogging on down. And now they're going to, catcher was taking his time getting there, and they're going to get an extra base out of it.
Heads up play there. Heads up running by the base runner, Perry Seymour over there, giving out instructions.
Perry said, what took you so long to get here, son?
I am now, but in the day, I'd have been here a long time. Yeah, right.
Well, you know, Perry was famous. If he didn't hit the ball past the outfield, he even didn't run.
There you go. That's my point. Yeah, right.
He just turned to walk to the dugout, man.
Yeah, he's not going to exert no energy.
Second and third now with 2 gone.
Got to get out of a hole, Leon. Throw a strike, buddy. That one's offside as well.
So Cooper trying to work on the edges now, not trying to let anybody square anything up. And now he misses high. Trying to be very careful now with His pitches after giving up that home run. Hard hit down the right side. And just, well, way foul, actually. That one goes into the...
Down in the corner there.
The right field bushes.
Someone's got to go get it.
This is Miguel Hanna, big first baseman for New Providence. Little roller to the second baseman. A run's going to score, and the throw over the first base will record the second out. But make it now another run for New Providence, 11-4. And they're going to have another pinch hitter, it looks like, coming out on deck.
Yeah, because the time limit of the game is only going to allow Abaco to bat.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, they're going to be able to bat, and they'll have one last chance at it. That's a strike. Runner at third, Levon Ferguson. Late on the swing, they'll trickle it down to Leon, who's just going to reach out and tag him. So they'll go down, but not before scoring another run. 11-4 is our score. Bottom of the fourth coming up. Last chance for Abaco to put some runs on the board. New Providence just looking to close it out.
Close it out and take a break. Get something cool, relax, and then look at tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. We're starting to get down to the nitty-gritty tomorrow.
Yeah.
The playoff round coming up tomorrow. So they would love to make this a short night and rest up a bit. Bottom of the inning is coming up, but it says we'll be right back. So let's take a break and be back in a moment.
So right there at Bankers Field, we're getting ready for the bottom of the fourth with Abaco trying to stay alive in that game, because if they do not at least tie, the game will be over. It will be a win for New Providence. On the mound right now for New Providence, Angelo Dillette and Leon Cooper trying to get out of it. Took a while in that inning, but finally got out of that inning for Abaco. Right now, we're getting ready for Angelo Dillette to hit the mound for New Providence, and then they'll be able to see if they can wrap that up. They still have one more game to go in Bankers League, at the Bankers League pitch, before they wrap up for the night in softball. We'll take a break and be right back. You're watching live continuing coverage of Bahamas Games 2023.
Weston Hardware, the only complete store with everything you need, specializing in a complete line of brand name power tools and accessories, lighting, electrical, plumbing, and bathroom fixtures, household supplies, and auto cleaning products. A complete paint department specializing in Valspar paints, Minmax wood finishings, and more. Our lumber and building department is fully stocked. Ask about our studs and tracks manufactured locally to your specification. Free delivery to your location, and all here at Weston Hardware. Telephone 377-0058.
Visit us at www.westonhardware.net.
And I say, boy, my island's in the sun, 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 sun. Bring it up, and I say, boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is just but when I turn to party, this drunk and I got me with so boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is just
Fly free from Nassau. Visit BahamasResidence.com for details.
Give me the colors, give me the drums.
She wants the free uniform. Everybody get a free uniform. Out here for the uniform.
Big swing and a miss as he goes fishing. Nothing was biting. This is Chanwadre Mills. Fouls it back. Count now 0-2. Lamar Watkins, the center fielder out there. There's a good look at the first baseman. Big fella.
Yep.
Dillett looking in. Angelo Dillett trying to close this game. Misses high with the fastball.
Check off 3 pitches.
And I've been around Angelo for a long time. I didn't know his repertoire was that deep.
That's my point. He's shaking off 3 pitches.
Got to be location. That's what I'm saying. He's upset. He wanted to strike out just now. He's got to be looking. He's got to be shaking off location. That's all I can say.
He was shaking his head. No, I don't want that one. No, not that one. No,
high,
not
low,
that one.
out.
Okay. It's done. Throw it high.
Ball and 2 strikes. Pops it up. First baseman giving it a run, and that's going to be a fair ball. Second baseman almost made a heck of a play, though. I'll tell you what, he came a long way, slid in there, just couldn't quite hold onto it, into the glove and out. First baseman got a late jump.
Yep. Couldn't get to it in time, and so timeout call. That's what you call shaking off the dust.
Yes, sir.
Nobody's fooling you. That's what you call shaking off the dust.
That'll give you emphysema.
I'll tell you.
Better hope you don't have asthma out here. That'll be.
Oh, wow. Shake off the dust Thursday.
And they're going to make a pitching change here. Here comes Dion White. Boy, I haven't seen Dion in a long time. Dion White, former pitcher for the T-Bird Flyers back in the day. As the night is over for Angelo Dillett. They used to call him exactly. I heard Pandora Greensley say they used to call him the Mini Heat back in the day.
Boy, listen.
There he
Find
goes.
out now.
At the high leg kick on the release.
I want you to notice, though, look at his right arm.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger than the left.
This guy has thrown so many pitches until his arm all these years it's never gone down.
Right, one arm twice as big as the other.
Holy cow, the only other person I've seen like that was Max Sweeting. Max was an accountant down there at Abaco, and his arm never went down.
Rat Taylor's like that, too. If you ever see Rat Taylor's right forearm, it looked like Popeye, and the left arm, normal.
Listen, I saw Binks last night, and same thing. I looked at Binks' forearm. Yeah. Man, listen, Binks could lift could lift one of those cubes with that forearm. Just lift it up. You know? Good. These guys throw so many pitches in their career that realistically the arm never.
Yeah, just never returns
never went down.
It's adapted to the task.
That's it. Even Richard Lionheart, he was up in the stands last night watching the game, and he went to shake my hand and say, "My man, take it easy."
Yeah, and it's not by intent. It's just that they've built up so much grip strength over the years.
Absolutely. Say, hold on, no. You ought to throw the curveball to me, Richard.
You're talking about Binks there. Binks did shake my hand today, and you're talking about that very same thing. I was like, dude, we friends. I thought we was cool, man.
Yeah, man. What? I tell you, these pitchers over the years who have thrown countless pitches for many, many years. Today, you look at them, and even though they're retired, they still believe, physically and mentally, that they still got game. We got a tester here tonight. We're going to see what happens here.
And here is Vitario Mills. That's in there for a strike, so Dion White comes in. Wheeling and dealing, at least for the first pitch anyway. Dion a few pounds heavier than last time I saw him. Strike 2, so the Mini Heat.
Yeah, he's throwing the Mini Heat is making it come. I tell you, he's getting off that mound. He's still got the legs, and how long it's going to hang in there, because you got to get 3 outs to see if those legs hold up.
Misses for a ball, 1-2 here. Speaking of still believing he's got it, Chicken Aubrey onto the game last night, pitching at age 66.
Oh, man. Age is nothing but a number.
That one's hit to the outfield. Left fielder in to make the play. They're going to have a chance to double him up. And they get it done.
Okay, let's see what the call is here. Said he was dry because pulled off the back.
He asked the umpire. He said, you out? Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
2 gone on the double play.
That's it. Good heads-up play by the left fielder to get that ball right into second base.
And I think the runner thought he had to be tagged. It was a forced play. He didn't tag, so did not beat the throwback, that's for sure. So they're down to the last out now. Runner at first base. Strike one.
There you go.
Back to the top of order here for Abaco. This would have been Demetrius Rowe, but he got injured, and now they have the young man who's been pressed into action here. Looks about all of 12 years old in the batter's box. Dion White swings it right, throws it right past him. 2 strikes now. And when he came into the game, the last thing he thought was that he was going to be in this ball game today. But here we are.
And imagine telling Dion, listen, man, we only want you to get 3 batters. Okay?
Right.
You ain't got to go long, okay?
Strike 3, game over.
Yes, you don't have to go long. See, they get you 3 batters, okay? No stress. All right? You ain't got to go to the chiropractor in the morning. You'll be okay.
Yeah, you'll be okay. You don't even need to ice tonight.
No, don't even have to ice it down, man.
There's our final score, 11-4, New Providence over Abaco. And they remain in the win column. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but a good victory here. Dion White comes in to close things out. Angelo Dillard will get the victory. And tip of the cap to New Providence.
Undefeated so far.
And that's how this one will close out. Still got more softball here at the ballpark here tonight. 2 more games left on the agenda. Ladies will play next. And then it's the big matchup tonight, Long Island versus Exuma's men. So we're going to see which one comes up. Well, he's still shaking the dust off. Look.
Oh, yeah. Shake the dust off Thursday, man.
He'll probably be back home next week trying to, what was this on my shirt? More dust.
You better go carry that to the laundry. Don't put that in the buddy machine.
He may have to take himself to the laundry after this, if what tell you.
Holy cow. If he want to be straight for tomorrow, he's going to have to go and carry that in the laundry right away, man.
Wow, 11-4 at the final. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. More softball here from the Bankers Field in a few.
Disaster strike with little to no warning. We hope for the best, but should be prepared for the worst. And you understand that an always online communication system plays a critical role in business as usual when emergencies occur. At Teleport One, we can prepare your business to operate as normal with our many voice, data, and video solutions. Contact us today and let our team ensure that you operate business as usual. 502-4550 or email sales@teleportone.com.
That's the sound of your car or truck. That's the sound of your horn. Get in gear with an auto loan. RBC makes it easy to get your own.
Get in gear with an RBC auto loan with up to 100% financing, extended repayment at low interest rates.
That's the sound of your car or truck. That's the sound of your horn. Get in gear with an auto loan. RBC makes it easy to get your own.
Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/gear-up. Conditions apply.
Car insurance, home insurance, marine insurance, this insurance, that insurance. The truth is, you may not like it very much, but you need insurance, and it has to work for you. That's why Summit Insurance policies are designed with you and your life in mind. fitting your lifestyle and needs perfectly. So you can rest comfortably knowing that your car, home, boat, and business are well taken care of. Contact our agents at Insurance Management today. Summit Insurance. We peak above all others.
Agape Church cordially invites you to attend an evening of elegance at the retirement banquet for Bishop Helen McPhee, Senior Pastor of Agape Church. The event will be held at the Atlantis Grand Ballroom on Friday, August 25th. Cocktail reception at 7 p.m. Dinner is served at 8 p.m. Tickets are $275 and can be purchased at the Agape Church office. For more information, call 328-6937.
My business couldn't survive without my credit card machine from Fidelity.
It's fast, convenient, and my clients love it.
My sales increase, and I can track my earnings.
Get your credit card machine from Fidelity today.
Call 356-7764.
A lot of folks are wondering, what is the Agrarian Awards? It's an award show to celebrate the people who produce the food that feeds the country. So September 16th, we're giving out trophies and money to young farmers, backyard farmers, sheep runners, goat herders, pea pickers, onion planters. Basically, everyone. But we couldn't fit all that on the invite, so we put Agrarian Awards instead. Go to ADOBahamas.org to find out how to nominate your favorite agrarian. The Agrarian Awards, September 16th.
Bonaventure Medical Laboratory, we are a medical lab that's all-encompassing. We have a full test menu. We do a lot of the tumor markers, such as the PSAs for prostate cancer, the CEA for colon cancer, CA-125 for ovarian cancer. We do infectious disease testing, do some drug screen testing, paternity testing, you know, all the regular services that the private medical lab would offer. And if there's something that we don't do in-house, we have a reference lab that we send our samples to. So, you know, there's no lab test that we're not able to have done for you. If we don't do it in-house, we make sure it gets done. The government subsidizes the NHI, so your lab tests are actually free. So if you go to an NHI physician, she simply gives you a requisition form, you bring it to the lab, and you're not paying for your lab test. Our hours of operation in Freeport, we're here from 8 a.m. every day until 4 p.m., except on Saturdays, it's from 8 a.m. until 2. Contact information, Freeport is 352-5220. We also have a website, www.bonaventurelab.com.
Now is the time to start living the life you've always dreamed of. Purchase that new car. Consolidate debt. Make your house a home, or switch your mortgage to lower your monthly payments. And BOB will be with you every step of the way to help you live your very best life. With the lowest consumer loan rates in the country, we are BOB, your bank of solutions.
The most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Vaccines protect those we love the most, our children and our grandchildren. I vaccinated my children to protect them. Getting your child immunized can protect them against diseases like polio, measles, whooping cough, and others. So protect your child today by getting them immunized. My grandchildren are vaccinated. You should do the same. Vaccinate your children and your grandchildren and make sure they are safe.
Vaccines are essential for new and returning students. As you begin back-to-school preparations, ensure that your children's vaccinations are up to date. All vaccines are available at all public health clinics.
Welcome back to live continuing coverage of Bahamas Games 2023. I'm Chris Saunders. We just saw the wrap-up of New Providence taking on Abaco in men's softball. The final score there, 11-4. Angelo Dillett picking up the win for the New Providence squad. Unfortunately, Leon picking up the loss. Again, the final score there, 11-4. Still 2 games to go in softball action out at Bankers Field. It's about 9:15, and we still have 2 more games to go. Softball, traditionally, in at least the last 3 iterations of the Bahamas Games, has been one of the longer sports and one of the later sports. Again, I guess they just like the excitement, and you can see that there is excitement building for softball with the crowds out there. It is overwhelming in terms of the support that they are getting out there. Marcellus Hall and Ricardo Lightbourne were talking about how you had to walk almost all the way from there, the Andre Rogers Diamond, to get to softball at the Bankers Field, just because of the overwhelming number of cars out there, and that translates into the overwhelming number of people out there. So we're getting ready right now for a ladies matchup. Grand Bahama will be taking on Long Island. That should be a doozy. Long Island known very much so for their softball. And then the nightcap in the men's action will be Long Island again taking on Exuma. Both of those games expected to be doozies. A lot still on the line. Softball winding down as they get ready to head into pool play, and then, of course, the championship round starting on Saturday, where hardware will be at stake. Now, there was some controversy with Long Island earlier. That's why they are playing tonight. Marcellus Hall will tell us a little bit more about that later on tonight. We also have tomorrow, we will have boxing going on. That, again, a return to boxing in New Providence in terms of amateur boxing is big. A lot of support there, so we're hoping that that translates into continued support for that sport moving on. Also, we will have track and field tomorrow. The 200, the 800, and the 400 hurdles expected to be run tomorrow. We'll have that action. Boxing, again, will be strong, along with Optimist Sailing. That gets started tomorrow at 10 o'clock. That regatta will be 2 days. It will wrap up on Saturday just before the closing ceremonies. They're hoping to get out there, and they're doing it a little bit different this time in terms of the regatta. They're going to be a little bit closer into the foreshore than they usually are when they are sailing further out. So they're bringing it in to make it a little bit more crowd-friendly for this Bahamas Games regatta. And of course, basketball still going on as well. Men and women's basketball. They will start their pool action tomorrow, and then the championship rounds set for Saturday at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. Talking about basketball, it's a name you've heard a while, but haven't heard from it in a while. Waltia Roll was drafted 36th overall in the 2013 draft for the WNBA by the Minnesota Lynx. Amajal Knowles caught up with her today. She's playing with Abaco.
Well, basketball action continuing here at the Kendall G. Isaacs Gymnasium. Day 3 of the basketball portion of the Bahamas Games. Recently wrapping up was the women's game between Abaco and Grand Bahama, with Abaco winning 51-28. Joining me is Abaco center Waltia Roll. Waltia, just tell me about your team's performance.
I think we played really well tonight. We kept up. Grand Bahama's a great team. We kept up with them. We ran the floor, played defense. So I think it was a good game all around.
And just tell me your expectations for the team for the rest of the tournament.
To win it all, really. Try to win, so.
Thanks, Waltia.
All right, Amajal, catching up there with Waltia Roll. Phenomenal player. She played all around Europe and Asia during her time as a professional basketball player. A few years ago, she said she may have tried to continue to play, but of course, pandemic hit, and so that changed things just a little bit for her. But again, a strong basketball player, has always been supportive of the Bahamas, so we'll see how that continues to move on. In some other news, from the lightest to the heaviest, boxers from the archipelago are ready for competition in this year's games. They got the morning weigh-in today, and they got some medical clearance, and the match draws started today at the Games Village in Breezes. At the C.I. Gibson Gym is where they are playing. Rumiko Knowles has been going by the play-by-play. That's been going on for this afternoon. We'll be having some updates from that as well. They wrap up sometime tomorrow with what's going on there. So again, we're getting ready for Long Island and Grand Bahama in ladies softball action. That will get started in just a few moments out at the Bankers Field. That will not be the last game for the night. Again, like we said, men's softball with Exuma and Long Island will close things out tonight. They get started with pool play tomorrow, so a lot is going to be at stake tonight and tomorrow as they try to get towards and get as close as possible to making that pool championship and making it to the finals. Same thing happening in basketball. They move into their pool play tomorrow morning. They have their semifinals set for tomorrow afternoon, and then they will move into the bronze medal and gold medal games set for Saturday, late morning, early afternoon at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. So hardware to be handed out there. Track and field also will be in action tomorrow. We've got the 2s, the 8s, and the 400 hurdles expected to be run tomorrow, along with a lot of field events. And we cannot discount the field events because there will be a lot of action out there. And we can find possibly another strong contender to take us back to the world stage in a field event. Obviously, the thought is that Keyshawn Strachan may be the next one for us in Olympics, possibly in Paris, but we'd like to have more. This is where we may exactly find that competitor for the Bahamas. And then we said the Optimist Sailing will start tomorrow. They start about 10 o'clock. They will be in the Montague foreshore. If you're looking for some action, they say they'll have a few vendors out there. That is free to the public, obviously, and we'll have a lot of action. It's some of our youngest who are getting involved in not the traditional sloop sailing for the Bahamas, more so that Olympic-style sailing. And just again, to make a point, Olympic-style sailing was where the Bahamas received its first medals at the Olympic level. First bronze and then gold at the Olympics in the star sailing and laser sailing back in the 60s. So they are looking forward to try to have a competitor at the Olympic Games in Paris. And Joshua Burrows is who they are looking forward to try qualify there. He was at the CAC Games hoping to qualify for Pan Ams as they get started for qualifying for Paris at the Olympic Games. So again, we still have a lot going on. Boxing going on, track, basketball, softball, Optimist Sailing. So again, Bahamas Games may be winding down, but the action surely is not. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. You're watching live, continuing coverage of Bahamas Games 2023.
Hi, my name is Amanda Ferguson with Biggity Candle Company. With SandDollar, we were very pleased to know that we were offered another way for customers to make payments that were digital. We don't like handling cash, the physical cash anymore. It's safer that way. I can tell you that, I won't go back. I'd much rather the transactions being on my phone. It's simple, it's instantaneous, and my customers have actually really loved it too.
Do business better with SandDollar. Learn more at sanddollar.bs.
Today, our coral reefs are in dire straits. They are dying at an alarming rate.
These ecosystems are under lots of threats.
There's multiple strategies for saving coral reefs, and one of the strategies is in restoration.
So we can start to revitalize the reef systems and protect the marine life in the Bahamas. It's all about increasing environmental awareness.
Atlantis believes healthy reefs support a healthy Bahamas.
Have you been denied a U.S. visa and don't understand why? Have you been turned away from the U.S. border without an explanation? Maybe you've had a prior arrest or conviction and you're not clear on how to move forward at this point. Call our office. We may be able to help. 954-449-1833.
Weston Hardware, the only complete store with everything you need, specializing in a complete line of brand name power tools and accessories, lighting, electrical, plumbing, and bathroom fixtures, household supplies, and auto cleaning products. A complete paint department specializing in Valspar paints, Minmax wood finishings, and more. Our lumber and building department is fully stocked. Ask about our studs and tracks manufactured locally to your specification. Free delivery to your location and all here at Weston Hardware. Telephone 377-0058.
Visit us at www.westonhardware.net.
And I say, boy, my island's in the sun, 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 sun. Bring it up,
Fly free from Nassau. Visit BahamasResidence.com for details.
Disaster strike with little to no warning. We hope for the best, but should be prepared for the worst. And you understand that an always online communication system plays a critical role in business as usual when emergencies occur. At Teleport One, we can prepare your business to operate as normal with our many voice, data, and video solutions. Contact us today and let our team ensure that you operate business as usual. 502-4550 or email sales@teleportone.com.
Agape Church cordially invites you to attend an evening of elegance at the retirement banquet for Bishop Helen McPhee, senior pastor of Agape Church. The event will be held at the Atlantis Grand Ballroom on Friday, August 25th. Cocktail reception at 7 p.m. Dinner is served at 8 p.m. Tickets are $275 and can be purchased at the Agape Church office. For more information, call 328-6937.
Are you dreaming of the perfect summer getaway? Apply for a debt consolidation or personal loan to win an airline ticket to Paris, Miami, or New York. Win up to $2,500 in cash and more. For details, call 356-7764 for Nassau, 602-6811 for Freeport, 823-4374 for Abaco.
Now is the time to start living the life you've always dreamed of. Purchase that new car. Consolidate debt. Make your house a home. Or switch your mortgage to lower your monthly payments. And BOB will be with you every step of the way to help you live your very best life. With the lowest consumer loan rates in the country, we are BOB, your bank of solutions.
Welcome back to live continuing coverage of Bahamas Games 2023. Going on right now, softball at Bankers Field, just wrapping up a few moments ago. New Providence taking out Abaco 11-4 in men's action. Leon Cooper picking up the loss for Abaco and Angelo Dillett picking up the win for Team New Providence, the Buccaneers, as they are getting ready to head into pool play tomorrow evening. A lot going on tomorrow. Boxing will be on tap along with track with the 2s, the 8s, and the 400 hurdles. And then basketball will move into pool action tomorrow morning. Semifinals for women scheduled for early afternoon, and semifinals for the men set for the evening sessions, both at the D.W. Davis Gym and at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. So a lot of action going on there. We also said Optimist Sailing picks up tomorrow. They start 10 o'clock. They're presuming to end around 4 o'clock if the weather holds up, which it presumably will, with record temperatures throughout the entire Bahamas Games. It's been sweltering heat. Obviously, we're not anticipating any rain tomorrow, so a lot of action still to come there. First time that Optimist Sailing will be in the Bahamas Games, not to be confused with sloop sailing. So again, a lot of action going on. The last time we had the Bahamas Games was back in 2001. It's 22 years. 22 years ago, Andrew Tynes, a phenomenal athlete in his own right, competed then. This Bahamas Games, he's helping his track club, Swift Athletics, where they assist some less fortunate athletes, and he's making sure many of them get to these games and beyond.
He's off the field to have competed in 3 games, 91, 95, and 98.
The first one, I was too young in 1989. When, you know, the Fabian Wims and Joe Stiles, those Frank Rutherford and Aaron Lewis, that's how I get to know those guys. And I saw the outpouring, and I saw the support that it had. And I saw that the fans that came to watch it. And I said, you know what, the next one, I'm going to be much older, and I want to experience that. And I feel that all young Bahamians should have a chance to experience the Bahamas games.
Tynes calls 95 his most memorable one.
I think at that point, after the 2 first ones, I think the public and I think the entire country had called on how significant the Bahamas games were, and how the locals, not just the athletes who are in college, the athletes who are on the circuit running, they too could have come back and competed for their island. So the common Bahamian, you know, the regular persons who will not be around track and field, was basically could actually participate for bragging rights in the Bahamas games, and that would made it more better.
You can somewhat say that he is dual citizenship, having competed for New Providence and Andros before.
My father is from Andros, and I did the 2 first ones for New Providence. In 1998, I actually competed for Andros, and I told them I was going to do it because my ties to Andros are through my father.
During his career, he was an NCAA 20-meter champion and having competed at the world and Olympic level. But it's the Bahamas Games that's the most rewarding.
1995 would have been the biggest one. As I said, everybody had caught onto it, and nothing felt more better than the regular Bahamian that actually came to the stadium, and then you walk into the public and they recognize who you are just because of the Bahamas Games. All the time I run the circuit, all the time I run an NCAA, the regular common Bahamian would have been watching, but everybody was glued to the TV and at the stadium watching the Bahamas Games.
And that 100 in 98 was the highlight of the games.
Let me start with the 200 meters. In the 200 meters, we had a lot of false starts, and it frustrated me. And I didn't get a good start. I really thought when the race did go off, I thought it was a false start, so I slowed down. But the race continued. And Remy got off the turn before me, and I couldn't catch him. But that year, Remy was better in the 100, and I was better in the 200. So it went in reverse. So I said, you know what? Even though he's going to be better in the 100 meters, I got to beat him because he beat me in the 200. So for bragging rights, you know what I'm saying? To be the fastest man in the Bahamas, I have to beat Renwood. So I remember leaving that race, and everybody said, oh, Renwood beat Andrew. I said, okay, I have something for him on Monday. Because I remember there was Independence Day that Monday, and we came out there, the stadium was ram jam. And I remember warming up when I saw him, and you know, we were very good friends, you know what I'm saying? And I said, boy, Renwood, I can beat you today. No, boy, Andrew, you're going to beat me. I said, Renwood, you beat me in the 200, I can beat you today. And as you see the race, man, great race. And as a matter of fact, that race went in 10.08. Renwood ran 10.16 that year, but it was a 2.3 win. That would have been the national record. And at that point, it would have been top 5 in the world at that time. So that was a very, very fast race.
Charles Fisher there with a conversation with Andrew Tynes, a prolific sprinter. 200 his specialty, but he says that the 100 at the 98 Bahamas Games was his favorite memory ever. So again, we do have a lot going on in the action set for tomorrow. Like we said, it will be basketball, optimist sailing, along with boxing, track and field with the 2s, the 8s, and the 4s, and of course softball, right? Just like we said a few moments ago, just wrapping up New Providence taking out Abaco 11-4. We're going to head back to the Bankers Field where women's action is about to get started. Long Island and Grand Bahama at the Bankers Field. Marcellus Hall and Ricardo Lightbourne with the call. They just got started, top of the first. 1 run already on. Let's see what happens. Marcellus Hall, Ricardo Lightbourne.
And it's going to be, that's going to get away from the catch, and Miranda scampers on down to second. So 2 balls, no strikes now to the hitter, Sienna Fox. And she'll swing away, followed off for the first strike, 2-1. Miranda Knowles, a high schooler. C.W. Saunders. At least I think she's still there. Last year she was, so even if she isn't, she's just out of high school then. Let me say it that way. Or could be still. I'll just leave it alone. She's young. And Miranda's going to scamper on down to third in there safe. Ty goes sweep across the face. She's glad she's got that face mask on the helmet, that's for sure. Gets a mouthful of dust for her troubles, but she's safe at third. Shaking up a little bit. She took a pretty good slap across the mouth there with the tag. Like I said, she's a tough kid. She's back up, bouncing, ready to go. She got a mouthful of dust there. Like we said, these are dusty conditions out here at the ballpark. But everybody's just ready to play again, so they're happy to go with it. And did she hit it with the pitch? I think she might have. So up steps Brianna Knowles, the sister of Miranda. So she was hit by the pitch. And the ball, boy, Miranda's she's pretty antsy on these base pads. She's keeping a lot of pressure on this Grand Bahama team to take care of that softball. She's ready to go at the drop of a hat. Grounder and foul down the third base line. And just a quick hello to our listeners on ZNS Radio. They're tuning in as well for tonight's ball game. So we're on radio and television. Thanks to our listeners on 1540. That's a drive to the right side. And off the glove of the outfielder. 1 run scores. And you can hear the faithful, and that's another run's going to score for Long Island there. As Fox comes all the way around from first. And Long Island's got, they got a lot of fans here at the stadium tonight. And there's Brianna Knowles at second base. 2 RBIs to her credit. Center fielder Brianna Knowles knocks in a couple of runs. So Long Island off to a good start here in the top of the first. And here comes Sophie Cartwright. Had a rough outing the last time up, but she's still a dangerous hitter. And she'll take the first pitch. And I understand we're also on our social media page. If you're checking in there, welcome. Wherever you're tuning in, we appreciate your support as we bring you coverage of all the softball games here on our entire ZNS network. And Sophie out in front of that one, knocks it foul down the third base line. Again, Sophie's a pretty good hitter, very good hitter, as a matter of fact, when she's not trying to do too much. And that'll be inside for ball 4. So a quick conference here for Grand Bahama as they try to figure something out now. Still nobody out in the top of the first. Long Island up 2-0. Looking to add some more. That one's a ball down low for Cartwright comes jogging back to first. Runners at first and second, nobody out. And here's Elpida Konstantakis at the plate. Little trickler down to third base. The throw is going to be over to first base, and they're going to get the out there. But the runners will advance second and third now, just one out. And into the batter's box now is Dorinda Knowles, the sister of Miranda. And if you're wondering, you say they look a lot alike, it's because they're twins. Dorinda's suffering a little leg injury there. You can see she's got that heavy brace on the left leg. Otherwise, she'd be just as pesky and scampery as her sister, Miranda. Saw her pitch earlier today. That one's driven to the outfield. And the catch made for the out. So Dorinda gave it a bit of a charge, but getting over to make the catch there for Grand Bahama to record the second out was Jameer Roca. In the dirt for a ball. Kristantha Fox now at the plate. Grounder, just foul. 2 strikes. Well, 1-1, sorry. Boy, look at all the fans out there on the left field, on the left field side. Standing room only here at the park. And that's inside for a ball. And this is Saleka Williams trying to pitch her way out of trouble here in this top half of the first. That's through for a base hit. 1 run scores. Throw is going to come home and is over the head of the catcher. 2 runs scoring there as Sophie Cartwright gets in there. Celebration time for the Long Islanders. And over at second base now with the double is Kristantha Fox. Make it 4-0 Long Island. And in steps Annalise McCarty. The 8th batter to come to the plate here for this Long Island squad. McCarty swings at the first pitch, fouls it back for strike 1. Long Island coming out swinging here at top of the first inning. Inside for a ball. 1-1 the count to McCarty. As they look to add on here in the top half of the inning. Here's the pitch from Williams. Jumping out of the way, 2-1 here. 2 balls, 1 strike to McCarty. Crowd is buzzing here at the stadium. That one's fouled down the left field line and out of play. So now McCarty with 2 strikes on her as Williams just trying to get out of this inning. Get her team off the field here at the top of the first. Grand Bahamas undefeated so far coming into this ball game. Long Island determined to change that to the shortstop. The throw over the first base. In time for out number 3. But not before Long Island puts 4 on the board. It's a 4-0 lead. We'll move to the bottom of the first inning in just a few short seconds as Long Island comes running out of the dugout, ready to play some defense. So speaking of defense, let's give you the defensive alignment here for Long Island. On the mound will be Chrysantha Fox. Catching the balls behind the plate, Miranda Knowles. Over at first base, you have Felice Major. Second baseman will be Elpida Konstantakis. Sophie Cartwright playing third. Shortstop will be Dorinda Knowles. Over in left field is Annalise McCarty. With center field being patrolled by Brianna Knowles. And over in right field, Sienna Fox. And as Grand Bahama comes to the plate, leading things off will be Kenya Forbes, followed by Brianna Heel and Larika Russell, with Tara Evans batting cleanup. Bottom one proving to be very productive for Long Island. A 4-0 lead here as they are sitting pretty, at least for the moment. We'll see if that holds up. We got a whole lot of softball still left to play. And for our listeners, wherever you are, whether it's television, radio, or social media, this will be the final game we broadcast for you this evening. There is still one more to play, but we won't have that for you on air. If you want to see it, you'll have to come on down to the stadium and watch it for yourself. That'll be the last game of the night. The Long Island men going up against Exuma's men. Both teams have not to lose. So that's a huge men's matchup. Late evening here at the ballpark, but that has not deterred the fans from coming on out to see the action. Coming up on 10 minutes to the top of the hour at 11. Matters not. These fans have been waiting to see softball for a long time, and now it's back big time here in these Bahamas games. Now, I thank my good friend Ricardo Lightman, who came by and sat in with me for the last game. Ricardo, as you know, has been recovered all. He did all the baseball games, so now it's my time. Last couple of warm-up tosses there for Long Island, and now we're ready to start the bottom of the first. Kenya Forbes will lead it off. As we start the bottom of the first inning here. Final conference at the mound for the Long Island infield, and then we'll be ready to go. Surprised the umpire let him. Boy, Felice Major's in high spirits over at first base for Long Island right now. She's feeling pretty good. Her team is up 4-0. But the one thing we've seen is that leads have a way of evaporating. So you got to still execute. And speaking of execution, first pitch high for ball one. As Kenya Forbes now will try to get the offense going for Grand Bahama. Again, missing with the ball, and it's 2-0 here. Chrysantha Fox now trying to find the strike zone. Gets the swing and a miss. 2-1. Kenya Forbes swinging for the fences on that last pitch. And comes up empty again. Fastball blows right by her. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to the leadoff hitter for Grand Bahama, Kenya Forbes. And it looks as if Fox has found the release point here to throw some strikes. Here's the 2-2. Makes contact, shortstop. Comes up firing and gets the out at first base. Dorinda Knowles fielded cleanly. Shoots it over the first base, and there's one gone. Nice play by Dorinda Knowles there, showing some range. And that brings up Brianna Heald, the number 2 hitter for Grand Bahama. I love the enthusiasm here for the Long Islanders, that's for sure. They're certainly having a good time out there on the field. And sometimes it helps when you're leading, that too, but I don't think that's all of it. I think they genuinely are loving playing the game here. And I've seen that across the board. Showed bunt, pulls the bat back. 2-0. Pitch comes in. Into the dirt. 3 balls, no strikes now to Brianna Heald. Larica Russell waiting on deck. Pitch comes in now from Fox, and that'll be ball 4. So she throws a 4 straight, and they got a base runner there first of the ball game here in the first inning. And here is Larica Russell. Larica's got some good power here. And she takes strike 1. Good pitch by Fox to get ahead in the count. Runner at first base, 1 away for Grand Bahama. And that one goes high, but the catcher, Miranda Knowles, able to keep it from getting past her. One pitch coming in from Fox. Pops it up and gets out of play. Well, I don't know who's parked over there, but that's probably not a good spot. Those foul balls to get right up on your windshield. Parking the wrong spot there. A ball and 2 strikes to Larica Russell. Line to the first, and a doubled up at first. They get the double play. Good call by the umpire. And look at the Felice Major. I love the energy. Wait a minute, they're going to say she's safe. So that's a costly celebration for Long Island. Well, I'll tell you what, though, I thought they had the double play, just looking at it with the eye there. But it's what the umpire calls. The umpire said safe. Long Island was off the field. The runner kept running. Luckily, it doesn't cost them a run. And there is no appeal. I don't know what they're going to ask the home plate umpire what he saw. It's difficult to change that call. I don't know how you can at this point. Good heads up, though, by Brianna Heald. Realizing the umpire had said safe. Long Island ran up the field and she kept going. Long Island realizing it just in time to avoid giving up the run. So the inning does continue. And here is Tara Evans at the plate now for GB. Missing high, ball 1. 1-1 here, I think. I think the first pitch was a strike. Either way, Evans still at the plate. And that one's down in the dirt. Sidney Thomas, the first base coach for Grand Bahama. Fox Lets it go. Pops up into the air. Center fielder camps out and makes the catch for the third out. So they do keep the inning alive for an extra batter at least, but they'll come up empty. Celebrations around the clock there. Long Island having a great old time. They're up by 4 at the end of 1. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. So much more softball activities here at the ballpark. Stay with us.
The most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
From those who are up before the sun. From those who are not afraid to get their hands dirty. From those who earn it from the sweat of their brow. Through cuts and bruises, long hours in the scorching heat. We are dedicated to creating a cleaner Bahamas for all. From those who bleed these colors, just like you. Standing on the shoulders of those who came before us, there's no way we can fail. Although the road was not easy, we got through it together. From every shoreline to every park swing, and we are just getting started. 50 years down, forever to go. Happy Independence, Bahamas. From the Bahamas Public Parks and Public Beaches Authority.
With the help of our authorized financial institutions, or AFIs, using sand dollars is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Step 1. Identify your preferred AFI by browsing their websites or contacting them directly. Step 2. Download the free mobile application from Google Play or the Apple Store and then register for a sand dollar account. Step 3. Load money onto your mobile app and begin sending and receiving sand dollars or purchasing and selling goods and services.
We are pleased to be
your central bank approved
digital wallet providers.
It does not matter
which of us you choose.
You can pay for goods and services
wherever sand dollar is accepted.
We are all in this together.
Visit sanddollar.bs for more information.
As we start to wrap up our continuing coverage of Bahamas Games 2023 for tonight, just a reminder, softball going on right now, Long Island up 4-0 on Grand Bahama. That moving into the second inning right now. That's going to be a doozy. We still have Long Island taking on Exuma in the nightcap tonight. Pool action starts tomorrow for softball, along with basketball. Basketball will be playing at both the Kendall Isaacs Gym and the D.W. Davis Gym. As they start pool action with pool championships, they will also have semifinals set for tomorrow. They then move into the medal round set for Saturday, starting late in the morning, moving into the afternoon. Also starting tomorrow will be Optimist Sailing. They will start at around 10 o'clock tomorrow out at the Montague foreshore. They will be close enough that you can see the action, and they are telling us that they will have some vendors out there. They hope to wrap up around 4. The only thing that stops sailing is lightning. And then we have track and field moving into day 2 tomorrow. They will have the 200s, the 800s, and the 400-meter hurdles. We'll be highlighting those events tomorrow, so make sure stay tuned or check that out tomorrow. And then boxing will have some more medal rounds set for tomorrow as well. Again, so much going on. We also reminding you that in Soccer, it was New Providence that won both the men and women's competition, picking up gold medals yesterday. And it was pool play, so it became a situation where they did not have a, quote, championship round. They just went by standings and points after that round-robin competition. In the women's side, the Golden Boot went to Kenyanique Thompson from New Providence. The Golden Glove for Best Keeper went to Melina McClure from New Providence, and the Golden Ball, or MVP, went to Phoebe Wilson from Grand Bahama. Over on the men's side, the Golden Boot went to Ronaldo Green from New Providence. All of these are on the men's side coming from New Providence. The Golden Glove for Best Goalkeeper went to Taj Askeet. I am sure that I am pronouncing it wrong, so I apologize profusely for that. If I am pronouncing it right, please let me know. And the MVP, or the Golden Ball for men, went to Jean Tilo, also competing for New Providence. So again, we still have a lot going on. We've got highlights and recaps starting tomorrow morning at 10 in the morning with Charles Fisher. Thank you so much for watching, and on behalf of everybody here, good night, and make sure to check us out tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning, as day 2, as we are almost to day 2 before we wrap up the games, picks up tomorrow.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, guns for rent, patching potholes, PM